All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, along with the man who has had to stick with me all season long, Charles Davis. And, Charles, the anticipation, the hype, the media coverage, all in the rearview mirror now. We can finally get down to playing some football.
Yeah, don't worry about that, partner. I'll ride or die with you anytime. You know that. But here's the best thing about this. Everyone talks about trying to keep things normal as they approach for Super Bowl. There is no such thing as normal. The pageantry, the hype, all of that is more intense than anyone could ever imagine. What you're trying to do is embrace it in one way and make sure it doesn't totally knock you off your game. That's why the night before the big one, teams often switch hotels, try and give those guys that last chance to breathe a little bit before they go out and play.
Dobbs looking to throw on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. Well, if those at home were wondering if we were going to see some offense in this Super Bowl, I think your answer was right there. Incomplete, but they take a big shot early.
Like the script. If they get the big play early, so much the better. But if nothing else, they send a message. They're going to be aggressive in this game.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Grand 38. Grand 38.
Off the play fake. Here's Dobbs. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Saints have taken the early lead.
Brandon, this is the Super Bowl. A touchdown scored in any game is big. In this one, it's massive.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. Powerful running. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Michel. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
All right, now look at 56.
third down, Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play there on third down for the Browns. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Mayfield on first down. Looking deep downfield. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku, 34 yards. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now Dobbs looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Let's go.
On first down, Dobbs to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Thomas. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Here's Dobbs to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Travis Carey. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at the 20. Following the interception, Mayfield. And this will be incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, Mayfield again. To the right side and complete to Njoku. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
First down, Mayfield. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Throwing, Mayfield. Flushed out right. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Trey Hendrickson in there to drop him for a loss on the play.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Second down, Mayfield. That's out to his running back, Michelle. Oh, he dropped him. Well, they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And they will run it with Michelle. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? 3rd and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And the first play will be a field goal try. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And Gold is able to put it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
They They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34.
Let's go. One, none.
On second down, Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They go play action here on first down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Flex round! Flex round!
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And room there to work it inside the 25. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's Kamara. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. This is 1st and goal from about the 8.
Ohio! Ohio!
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here's Dobbs to throw. Caught on the left side by Ginn. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Ted Ginn from 8 yards out. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. And he's able to put it through. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back. But that's one step in the proper direction.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And get that to Michelle, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 32 that time.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Gun!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Wide open receiver, complete. That one goes for 24 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Sony Michel taking it in from the 20. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And the ball moved up here now to 2nd and 7 following the penalty. Out of the gun, Dobbs. And almost intercepted. If he could have picked it, maybe some space to go the other way. Instead, it's 3rd down.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a 2nd one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. He's going to let this one go deep. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
This is taken at the 18. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Now a play fake here on first down. That's Njoku over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 6 there on first. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We'll come back on Super Bowl Sunday after this. Mayfield now on second down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain there on 1st and 5, and it leaves him with a more standard second down. Working out of the gun. Mayfield underneath for Johnson. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Mayfield looks to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Dobbs looking to throw on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught at the 25. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. On 1st and 10, Dobbs. That's Samuel, caught left side. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Dobbs is throwing. Being chased out left. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Dobbs. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, fourth down. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And Lutz puts this one through. And that will knock things up here late in the first half. Well, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They begin with Michel on the ground. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in the 2020 Super Bowl, Super Bowl 54. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A give. This is Michel. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And now Mayfield on the bootleg. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses, and now attack them and score some points.
Break this tie. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Again, it's Kamara. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now Dobbs. That's complete to Meredith. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. First down, Dobbs to throw. Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Dobbs. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Dobbs now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Now Dobbs. Well, this is caught by Ginn. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
On play action, it's Dobbs. And the grab by Croft. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. To throw is Dobbs. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Dobbs now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Forced, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett able to get in there and drop him behind the line. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Again, this is Kamara. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing here, Dobbs. And Ginn's got it. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Back now here on EA Sports. A 10th carry for Kamara. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Dobbs now on 2nd down. Buying time to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Let's go! White 90! White 90!
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
And Lutz's kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. First down, Mayfield. And his throw here is incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Josh Gordon, 64 yards. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Partner, one of the cardinal rules of defense is that if you're in position to make a tackle, you need to make it.
Well, and if you can't make the tackle before that, you just got to knock that ball down, right?
Yeah, something has to happen because we saw the end result there. Missed tackle, he goes all the way and takes it for a touchdown.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
They go play action here on 1st down. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Flex round.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
From the shotgun, here's Downs. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield?
Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 55 yards. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll run it with Kamara. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Ohio!
They come up in an offset eye. They get it to him running left. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Saints have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Lutz with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. Pretty nice move, but not a ton of space there. They stop him shy of the 25. Obi Melifonwu with the tackle. Time for a break. We're back to perhaps crown a champion after this.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
Back to throw. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll make it 3rd and 1.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. What a Super Bowl this has been, and the biggest play comes now. It's 4th down. They run. It's Johnson, and he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Running with Kamara. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The busy night continues for Kamara. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And they will take a knee here. The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Come on, let's go. Try at 38. Try at 38. Ohio.
Here we go with Kamara. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And this Browns defense stands tall. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Back to throw. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And the Lombardi Trophy is headed back to the Bayou. The New Orleans Saints, Super Bowl champions. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.